We spoke about the one-day series and you said India were too good. Now we look ahead to the T20 series. The team was announced and I saw your first reaction on Twitter was gulp. So looking at the T20 team also, you're not too optimistic of Australia doing well there.
No, I'm not. But when you look at our ICC rankings, India's number 5 and I think Australia's number 6. And that's really disappointing for both teams, to be honest. I can still see the smile on Sunil Gavaskar's face there. Look at him. He's having a ball the last couple of weeks, and so he should. They're a very, very good cricket team. And the form is going their way. You're developing youngsters. And Australia just aren't that good at the moment. And it's sad in a way. We're not really putting up a bit of a fight. So... And I noticed Sunny's still smiling. So we got problems. We got problems.
All right, Saima, I come to you. We're looking at the T20 team that India has selected. Now, one omission there of Ajinkya Rahane, understandable because, you know, Shikhar Dhawan was the man in form. He went out because of personal reason. It was only natural that he comes back into the team. But for someone like Rahane, who smashed 4 consecutive 50s, do you feel for him?
Of course. Why do you say it's understandable? A man who gets 4 consecutive 50s, why is he not in the team?
No,
why is then KL
Rahul for Shikhar to come back?
No, let me finish.
Sorry.
KL Rahul is a fine player, but KL Rahul didn't play a single game in the 5 one-day games. So why is he in the team and Rahane, who's got 4 half centuries, not in the team?
Yep.
I think that so don't say it's understandable. Some reason has to be given by the selection committee to say, look, Rahul is such a better player than Ajinkya Rahane in the one-day game in the T20 format, and therefore we have picked him. But a man who doesn't find a place in the last 5 or 6 one-day games for India still finds a place in T20 when the man who's played in after the 4th one-day international in Sri Lanka, Rahane has played all the 6 one-day internationals and he's got 4 half centuries. So please explain to me how he finds himself out of the T20 side.
Right, valid point, Saimai, but I said understandable for Shikhar making a comeback because he had done no wrong. He was the man in form for India and he had to return. But at whose cost? That's of course a question, as you point out, that KL Rahul hadn't been playing. Ajinkya Rahane, probably you could have kept Rahane and done away with KL Rahul since he wasn't playing. I think that's the point that you're trying to make. But just going on into that discussion, the other one who's made a comeback is the very young 38-year-old Ashish Nehra. I was just reading, he's the only man who actually debuted under Mohammad Azharuddin, who's still continuing to play. You know what makes his achievement even more interesting is the fact that currently the Indian team has such great fast bowlers, yet Ashish Nehra finds a place there. What do you make of his selection?
Well, I think that's fantastic. That's fantastic that, you know, the selection committee has said age is not a factor. If a player is good, he's going to be picked. And Ashish Nehra has shown in the IPL, which is what he plays in the T20, that he's such a good death overs bowler, that the selection committee feels that at the top of the order, when he bowls a couple of overs and then he comes towards the end, he's still picking wickets, he's still stopping runs, and that's, I think, a great sign. Sometimes, you know, we in India are so obsessed with youth. We are only looking. I'm actually surprised that we don't find, you know, 6 and 7-year-olds in the Indian team because we are so obsessed with with youth. That, you know, the moment somebody passes about 30, 32, everybody is looking, you know, to have them drop from the team. So I'm really happy with that selection because Ashish Nehra can contribute with the ball.
Okay, Dino, I'll get your thoughts on the point that Sahiwai makes about Ajinkya Rahane. 4 consecutive 50s, doesn't find a place. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking also in perspective, say Australia was struggling to have some batsmen in form, and there you have a Rahane who gets dropped. What did you make of him being dropped?
Does he want to come? We've got plenty of Australian passports available for him right now. Look, I look at all your T20 squads, I look at your ODI and your Test squads, and there is, from India, 7, 8 guys who are playing in all 3 formats. We've probably got 3. And that's the difference in your team at the moment. So you've got a really good base, a core of players to look at. Look, I think it is a required different skill, Ashish Nehra, to come in. I think it's great. I'm with Sunny on that. Bowling at the death. He is my first pick on any team. If we're sitting down to who's our best death bowlers. Now you got Bhuvi, of course. You've got Bumrah, and now Ashish. They're your 3. They're the first 3 guys I look to pick. Then I worry about your opening batsman at the top and having a leg spinner. So I think it's great that they're still selecting guys on merit and how well they've played in the IPL. but at the same time, it's geez, I just look. I'm in envy of your 7 or 8 players that have been playing in all formats of the game, and that's see. They're not all just T20 specialists. You can, a very good cricketer can play all formats. Okay,
talking about good bowlers, keeping a tab on your Twitter account, you got a bit trolled for saying that Pandya has a bowling action like that of Michael Holding.
Yeah, I think this. Look, I didn't face Mike. I faced Michael a fair bit. Yeah. Sunny Bai faced him a hell of a lot more than me, thankfully, and he lived to tell the story. But the way he just looks at his feet when he runs in and starts to look up, and then gets into that position. Sure, he's got different pace. Mikey did a little bit scarier type of bowler, all that type of stuff. But all in all, like there are little similarities about the way he gathers and runs in.
All right, we'll go across to Mr. Gavaskar as well. Saima, talking about bowling actions, we were talking about Pandya. What do you make of Jadav's bowling action? They're saying he's the spinning version of Slinga Malinga. He's been very successful doing that as well. He's a pretty smart bowler himself.
Well, I refer to his bowling as, when he bowls that round arm stuff as below the sea level bowling. He gets results. Yeah. See, he's a very canny cricketer. He's a very street smart cricketer, and he varies it. He doesn't always bowl the round arm stuff, and even when he bowls the round arm stuff, he's got different pace. If you actually have a look, sometimes his pace is down by as much as 5 to 10 kilometers when he bowls the round arm stuff. So he is thinking as to what delivery he should be bowling and where he should be bowling, and he's giving you a wicket just about every time that he's asked to bowl. The fact that he bowled 10 overs, he's a part-time bowler, but he bowled 10 overs the other day in Nagpur, just tells you how much confidence and how much faith Virat Kohli has in his ability to break through, and more importantly, if he doesn't break through, to keep the runs down. And he's doing a stellar job with that. So as far as actions are concerned, yes, I think it's a bit like Slinga Malinga, and not as quick as Slinga Malinga, but he's still taking wickets and he's doing the job that Virat Kohli is asking of him.
He's got some serious scalps now. Yeah. He's got some very good scalps now, what Sunny Bai saying. He just bowls it. You think he's just going to cop some rubbish at. You don't know. I think guys try to get out going crossways, going slog sweeps, instead of trying to hit him straight. If they look to moose him or hit him straight, I think he doesn't play a particular part. But because he's got all these different variations, people don't quite give him credit as that he deserves. Yeah.
All right, we completely out of time on the discussion, but finally, before we let you go, Dino, we have to show those images. You were in a serious attack in Afghanistan. Yeah. We saw those horrendous images as well. You were there for commentary. We'll have those pictures up on the screen as well. Tell us what happened and how close were you?
Well, I was at the stadium there in Kabul. There's some of the vision we got taken to and from the ground. Look, we had, I think there was close to over 8 people that were killed. I was 65 metres away. It blew me off my commentary booth, off my seat. But the great thing about it, we were planning to go home, but we spoke to the president and also the chairman of the Afghanistan Cricket Board, and they basically said, look, we're going to lose 8 people's lives in vain if you want to go. We'll clean the streets up for you. We'll allow you to have free access to get to and from the ground. But please don't just leave now, because you'll leave those wonderful soldiers and people that were sadly killed for the freedom of us to go and commentate and play cricket. And this country is booming at the moment. They are flying. They've got some very, very serious talent. And I know, for example, that I have had many, not one or two, many IPL franchises have contacted me already about 5 or 6 of their players, because we already know how good Rashid Khan is, particularly coming through, and Nabi. So we wish them all the best. I know India have been great at helping them out at Noida, getting them ready for their World Cup presentation, I think qualifiers in their test match in January. So, but it was a really sad day, and but we braved it and we went on. But it was quite a scary time.
All right. It's great to have you here, sitting next to us in the studio. All right. I was hoping that you enjoy the T20 series between India and Australia.
2-1 win. We will have 2-1 win.
You'll win 2-1. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Sorry, Sunny Bai?
In your dreams.
Saiba, you can make a quick prediction.
My prediction is 2-1 to India.
Oh, so we do win one.
We'll let you go, because, we are good ghosts.